1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental illness. 1 in 20 experience serious mental illness. And 17% of youth experience a mental illness. And these are only statistics in the U.S., not accounting for the global population. And that is why May, as Mental Health Awareness Month, is so important. With day after day feeling like a struggle, feeling alone, helpless, or that no one really cares. In reality, people do. Something as simple as checking on someone or making sure they're okay, even if you don't understand, can make all the difference in the world. If you or someone you love is experiencing some form of mental illness, it's always important to get help, even if it's harder to do. For more information, check out the links in the description below. You are not alone in your pain. You're entitled to the way you feel, and it's okay to not be okay. Hello and welcome back to Jackknives Reviews. I'm of course your host, Jackknives. Today we'll be looking at the psychological drama from A24, I Saw the TV Glow. Maddie introduces a show to her friend Owen called The Pink Opaque. They bond over the show and its adventures of Isabel and Tara fighting the evil Mr. Melancholy. As time goes on, though, their connection to the show and each other changes, making the reality of who they are and what is happening more and more of a blur. I more or less heard about this movie before I actually ever saw it. I didn't really know much about it, other than apparently the visuals were really crazy. It tackled with a lot of LGBTQ plus issues, as well as handled the concept of identity really, really well. And so going in, I really didn't have many expectations for the movie. And seeing that the main actor was Justice Smith really set my expectations low. But I can honestly say I really, really like this movie. It felt in a weird way similar to a show I absolutely love, and it's one of my favorite series of all time. And it's obvious with the inspiration where some of it came from, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Jane Schronburn has done not a huge amount of things as far as movies. I did see one of their previous works, which is We're All Going to the Fair, which is also an interesting movie. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a great movie, but it was an interesting movie. And can honestly say from the script to the directing to the filming that there's a lot of appreciation for the visual of art in film. An aspect that a lot of modern filmmakers may not necessarily appreciate. When you find out this is an A24 film, you're not shocked by that. It feels like an A24 film in the way that its independence allows its artistic freedom to thrive, which is what A24 is truly about. And I think it takes full advantage of that with the visuals, with aspects and story beats that feel at times like you're out of the loop, and yet giving sprinklings of things that are going on behind the scenes that you're kind of trying to pay attention to at the same time. The movie tackles things like identity and not feeling comfortable in your own skin in a way that doesn't feel forced. Yes, it's obvious that it's a metaphor for trans people / body dysmorphia / many other aspects that come with that series of topics, but it doesn't do it in a way that feels heavy-handed. It feels necessary to talk about. And it does play a key factor in the story. The movie reminds me of one of my favorite shows of all time. A show that unfortunately I don't own because copyrights issues here and there. And that is The Adventures of Pete and Pete. The reason it's one of my favorite shows of all time is because it dealt with real issues of figuring things out from the lens of a coming of age and yet a childlike logic at the same time. And that feels like where this movie is essentially going for. In fact, both the main actors from Pete and Pete are in this movie. And so you could see, obviously, the inspiration came from that. There's things in this movie I absolutely thought were fantastic. Makeup effects, the visuals, the artistry of what is going on in the background, specifically the things involving the TV show itself. It was homemade looking and yet also weirdly chaotic and unique. Think Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared meets something from a VHS movie. And I kind of like that. The biggest issue with this movie, and the thing that hinders the entire production, but the thing that holds me back from truly loving this movie, is the main character played by Justice Smith. He is one of the most irritating main characters I've ever seen in an independent movie. I wanted so badly to just strangle this person, just punch them until they just shut the hell up, or get them to pay attention to what's going on. Not in a way of, you're irritating me because your character is bad, in a way of, you're irritating to be around. Like, I don't understand why anyone would socialize with you. It's like he deliberately makes all of the wrong decisions on purpose, and it's not for story context, it's for, I don't want to listen to you. And it drives me nuts in the whole movie. I kept wanting to just someone replace this kid. Just someone replace this character. Anyone. I would take anyone over this character. And because we are forced to follow this one person most of the movie, it drives you nuts. And when things go awry, you're also like simultaneously irritated and relieved that something is happening, because you're like, it's a weird analogy, but imagine an old style beat 'em up video game, a Ninja Turtles game. Your indicator's trying to tell you to move and move and move and move, and you won't, and then the arrow just goes and smacks you. That's what it felt like with a lot of this character. And it drove me nuts, because I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy this movie, and it's giving me a lot to enjoy, but you're holding it back. It's you. You are the lightning rod of irritation for me. And unfortunately, because of that, I could never fully enjoy this movie. I do feel that this is an important movie. And for what a lot of people have told me, it's an important film for the LGBTQ plus community, that it's a movie that needs to be appreciated and needs to be seen. And I hope that it will be one of those movies that can help people kind of figure themselves out, figure things going on better, and maybe it can be a movie that down the road could be appreciated for what it is and seen for the artistry that is in it, because there's a lot of great things about it. There's also a lot of things that prevent it from being amazing. Because of that, I may not necessarily see it as amazing as other people will. Have you seen I Saw the TV Glow? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'll see you next time.